Assalamu alaikum, His Excellency Mr. President, Cabinet Ministers, and Council Presidents, and everyone that is present here. A very good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon. Good. Now, I'm going to deliver this in English, but you can ask any question in Divehi. You see, I have done these kind of things in over 59 countries, but do you know what is my best audience? Of course, it's the Maldives, right? So give yourself a round of applause, everyone. Now, if you have ever been to any of my sessions, obviously there are a couple of things I like to do today with you. I have 30 minutes. So the first thing is to really inspire you and motivate you, because raise your hand if you are a leader. Raise your hand if you are a leader. It's interesting because those who are at the back, they raise the hand following those who are in the front. Right? Well, everyone in this room is a leader, regardless of what we do. So let's do a little bit of activity here. Take your two hands up, everybody. Two hands up, right? And rub your hands together. Rub, 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 rub. And clap 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now keep your hands like this, because in my session, it's not only me who is going to speak. You're also going to speak, right? Because most of you here are more experienced than me in what you're doing, which is public service. So when I ask you to talk, you're going to talk to the person next to you, either right or left, right? So you're going to choose a learning partner for you. Once again, rub your hands together. Rub, rub, rub. Clap 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn to the person on your right or left and say, be my learning partner. Give them high five, everybody. Right? Good. Yeah, CP is alone here. Give him high five. Good. Now, now show me your learning partner for the next 30 minutes. Who's your learning partner? Show me. Oh, no. I need more energy. So when I say go, you're going to go like this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Ta-da! Show me. Yeah. So when I say go, you show me your learning partner. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Good. Now, before I love reading, and I always take time to contribute a book that I have read and which I thought is a great book. And when I was getting ready for this event, I thought I wanted to give a wonderful book that I have read recently by a world-class leadership author called Jim Collins. May I please invite the President to accept this on behalf of me and Masood. Wonderful book, Mr. President, called Good to Great. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President, for the invitation. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Now, everything I'm going to teach today, some of those things are in the book. So if you would like to read the book, you'll have to speak to Mr. President. Well, I have 30 minutes over here. So when the policy team invited me to speak, I thought I want to speak about leadership. Now, when I look into this room over here, some of you may know me, some of you may not know me, but obviously I have seen you a little bit. I think all of you here are a great leader. Now turn to the person next to you and say, you are a great leader. Tell them. But you see, in the world that we operate, which is changing every single day, we have to change our mindset. I was sitting at the back there. I arrived an hour ago. And I've learned some of the issues that we have in councils and islands. And of course, some of them points came as a bit of more sort of a complaint or, struggle. Some of you said we don't have resources. I can guide you on what you need to think. Because what we need to do is to change a little bit of our mindset. From mindset 1.0 to mindset 2.0. So are you ready for an upgrade of your mindset? Yeah, ask the person next to you, are you ready? Good. Because you see, our president is ready. The LGA is ready. The ministries are ready. Now, are the council presidents, island presidents, are you ready, council? Are you ready? I mean, the front row is more loud. Are you ready? Good. So here's the thing. What is this mindset? I want to give you an example. You can have the best resources in the world, but if you don't know how to change your mindset, nothing will happen. Let me ask you a question. In the world, which country has the highest percentage of obesity. People who are, right? Which country? Well, US is in the top, right? Now, let me ask the second question. Which country has written more books about wellness and healthy lifestyle? US. Number 3, which country has sold the number of books in health and wellness? Why they still have the problem? Because most people buy the books for shelf development. Not self-development, because self-development is something different, right? You see, the book I gave to Mr. President, I bought that book 5 years ago. I read it. I said, my God, this is a wonderful book. I went and met with the author, and I got another book, right? So I'm sure some of you go like, yeah, we have bought books and kept on the shelf, right? Yeah, that's self-development. So here's an important thing. When I look around the leadership we have in this room here, whether it is a cabinet minister or a state minister or city president, city council president or a council president, everybody here is a unique person. Because there is no one like you in the world. You agree with me? Yeah? Is there anyone, because some of you are not convinced, I have to get this right. Is there anyone like you in this world? Ask the person next to you. To move forward, there's no one, right? Because all of you are unique. Which means when you're unique, you have certain strengths, certain qualities which are exclusive to you. Which means great leadership is all... Oh, sorry, the slide keep on moving. Oh, what happened there? That's all right. Everybody take a deep breath with me. I think I pressed this a little bit. Is it good over here? Yeah? Good. Sorry, all my slides went there. Okay, good. You see, all of us in this room, we are replaceable. You know what I mean, right? Even me. Even you, everybody. But here's the thing. You are not replicable. Which means when you are given an opportunity to serve people that 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, whether you are an elected official or an appointed official, you have to take the time to serve the people. I get this question asked around the world when I speak, what is good leadership? Now, ask the person next to you, what is good leadership? See what they say. Come on, ask the person next to you, what's good leadership? You see, there's many answers. Now, in fact, all your answers are correct. Turn to the person next to you and say, your answer is correct. Because there's no wrong answer. You see, for me, the best answer on leadership is just be a good human being. Just be a good human being. Now, let me give you an example of this. When I came here this afternoon, do you know who I first greeted and gave a smile? The taxi driver who picked me up and Vasi and Masood and Ahmad Hassan Didi, right? He was the first person I smiled and said thank you. Now I think some of you are here since yesterday, right? And you have some time tomorrow, I believe, right? Think about this. Because good leadership is not just for you say thank you or talk to people that you only like. It's a different type of mindset. So when you leave today, it would be nice that all the security, everybody here, say thank you to each other. Because good leadership is this. It starts from your heart. Because what you don't have here, you can't give. Because you see, you cannot lead just by having the title. We have titles because titles help us to put discipline in organizations. Now, here's another thing. How many of you here says we don't have enough resources? Raise your hand. Of course, everybody. MND have raised their hand first. Minister, that was a joke. We're having fun here. Are you having fun? Yeah, we all deserve a nice, good life because we all work very hard, right? So, here's the thing. Resources, how it works is this. I want everybody to have a good look over here. Now, You may not be able to read it from, but resources are things that you can, for example, touch and feel, right? It's the money, it's the people, it's the skill that they have. Is there a country in the world where they have all the resources they need? No. Is there an organization in the world where they have all the resources they need? No. Mindset 2.0 is changing our people to be more resourceful. Imagine if your island, for example, if you are an island council president, if your island have 800 people, and those 800 people, the energy, the commitment, the passion, the love that they have for what they do, look at that list over here. Because the resourcefulness list is very, very high. We need to create a culture whereby in every office, every organization, every institute, that people feel more resourcefulness. Here's an example. How can I help you? That's an example of resourcefulness. Take a deep breath, everyone. Does this make sense to you? Yeah. I know you say yes now, but please, from tomorrow also say yes. Because I can tell you, I'm telling you one thing. I have gone through situations whereby 10 years ago I joined a company where we were bankrupt. We didn't have money to we didn't have money to pay our salary. 3,000 employees. But we had something amazing. 3,500 human beings who are breathing and alive. We made them all smile, laugh. Rest is history. We're one of the most preferred hotel operators in the Indian Ocean. Why? Because we look at the resourcefulness. Now, this is the second lesson. Now, the third lesson I want to talk about is really about, here's an example. I love this case study. Do you like stories? It's a real story. How many of you have been to Japan? Good. Japan is a great country, service excellence. There's a company in Japan who operates the train service, the world's fastest bullet train. 2015, they had an issue. So at the time, the leader said, we don't have money, we don't have the right people, and all these issues. So the board hired a new CEO. And when he came, these are the uniforms that they were wearing. So obviously, when you look at these uniforms, it looks more like a cleaning person, right? The job was cleaning the train. I don't know if many of you know, they have the world's fastest train cleaning interchange service. 7 minutes, that's what it takes. So in 7 minutes, of the passengers clean the train, there you go. When the new leader came, what he did, he used this resourcefulness as an example, an idea. And he changed the job of cleaners to hospitality. The mindset completely changed. And here's what they do now. When the passenger arrives, right, the Japanese scotch at the bow, right? And then thereafter they clean. And they even change the uniform. Just a little interesting, right? How much money do you think they spend on this one? Very less. But resourcefulness, right? Now, as a leader, take a moment. I want you to have a 20-second conversation with the person next to you. In your office space, what is one example that you can take like this? Change if you inspire your people. Ready, go? 20 seconds. Talk to the person next to you, please. Good with the time, no? All right, come on back. Are you having fun? Yeah, good. So here's the thing. The leadership mind, what you require in every situation is different. When you look at this photo, it's a boat, a ship that is sailing smooth, right? When things are easy, anyone can lead. I study leadership, I study service, I research on this. That's what I do every day. Tell me a name of a country that did and showed resilience. I think in one of the theme in this conference is also building a resilience community, I believe, right? Yeah. What is one country that has shown resilience? Good. Only the defense minister and president said that. Come on. Which country has shown in the last 3 years? Come on. Exactly. Because, when I study these things, I'm presenting these international conferences, it's the modesty that comes up. Our company, Lux Resorts and Hotels, we're actually building a case study in partnership with the National University of Singapore about the Maldives bounce back story. Yeah, give us a round of applause, please. Thanks. Because you know what? That story needs to be published around the world. And here's the thing. You know why I share this story? Because in times of tough situation, when you feel you don't have enough, you have to think back of the things you have done in the past. And you have to get courage from it. Now, take a deep breath. What is one thing you have done as a leader in the last 3 years that contributed to that case study? Come on, talk to the person next to you. What is one thing you did? Because come on back. Because leadership changes. Look at this photo, right? You need a different type of leadership, right? In this, you need a different type of leadership, right? In this, you need a different type of leadership, right? And we all have learned one thing. I want to share a story, and this is a story that I've learned from the first lady, Fazna, came to our conference that was done by the Human Resource Association. I want to share this story, and with the permission of President, if that's good. It's a great story of good leadership and human being. When she told me the story, I said to myself, we have good leaders in this world. Yes, exactly, Aslam. Yes. Let's give Aslam a round of applause, everyone. I like having you in my audience, So the story goes like this, that the day that the National Health Emergency Operations Center, together with the president, decided to go on lockdown, can't remember exactly the date, after the meeting, president came back home and first lady asked, president mentioned that, okay, we're going to go for lockdown. Do you know what is the first question the first lady asked? Guess. First lady said to Mr. President, do we have enough staple food for every single citizen in this country? I'm having goosebumps, already. Yeah. Now, when she told me the story, because she was joining as a participant, and I share this story because this is a good leadership story, which encourages people like me to do what I do best. In tough times, the first person that you put is a human being. That's the reason why we as a nation, we bounce back. I'm sure all of you have a stories like that. Please do share your story, so next time I will share it too. All right? But this is an example of leadership, because when you look at the leadership that we need, it has to be molded into the situation itself, right? A situation like this. Now, here's the thing. All of us here, we have to be a beacon for the people that come to work every day. Imagine, for example, CP, if a senior officer comes to you and say, Mr. CP, I come to work because of you. How would you feel? Very good, right? Minister, if somebody comes to you and say, Minister, I come to work because of you, not because of the name board of the ministry, how would you feel? Absolutely, right? Because you see, the board may change one day, right? Yeah, Aslam. Aslam, if somebody comes to you and say, Minister, I come to work because of who you are and I love working under you. Oh, you'll be worried. Yeah, I guess it depends on how the question go, right? But do you understand what I'm saying? Right? So here's key lesson number 1. everything rises and falls on leadership, which means regardless of who you are and what you do, everything hits at your leadership level. So if your leadership level is 5, it hits at 5. I won't go above 5 unless you lift the lid of your leadership. It goes 6, it will go. So if there's a community issue, to solve that problem, it has nothing to do with your title, your leadership level, right? If you can reach out to people and get it done, it will happen. And this is one of the key lessons that I would like to take. Now turn to the person next to you and say, everything rises and falls on leadership. Tell them, please. Here is the thing. You have an opportunity to create a culture in your organization, in your office, which is confusing. Like this. Somebody comes and says, hey, that's the policy we should do. Oh, no, that's not. You do it this way. But at the same time, you have an opportunity like this to create an aligned culture. Which culture you want to create in your office? Is this culture or this one? Yeah, those who are at the back, they're still thinking, I think. Right? But I think we all want this, right? Yeah? Turn to the person next to you and say, we want to create an aligned service culture. Tell them. Come on, tell them loud. Tell them, we want to create this culture. Very good. Look at here. I wish I have time to teach you this in detail, perhaps in another session. But when you look at the entire strategy of the government and everything you speak here, you see what's in the top here. What's in the top? Leadership. Imagine this is a house, it's the roof. What happens when there's holes in the roof? What happens? Exactly. So the leadership have to be strong, right? Which I believe is around. And this is the mandate of the government, which means everything that the people experience, the foundation, it has to be strong too. You have you as a leader, you have an opportunity to either keep this strong or keep it moving. It's your choice. Because good leadership is everything about aligning. You're leaving this conference tomorrow, I believe. When you go back, you have to go with the mindset of not complaining, but taking the ownership that I'm going to work with the MNDF, I'm going to work with the police, I'm going to work with the environment ministry, I'm going to work with the planning ministry, I'm going to work with the tourism ministry, You are going to do that. Because you see, when I first applied to university for a bachelor's degree program, I did not wait for them to get back to me. I was following up. I almost thought they will not accept my application even. I've spoken in 59 countries. Do you know how many times I have to try to get my first speaking slot? Do you want to tell me the story? First time I spoke internationally was in 2007 in Singapore Human Resource Summit. 3,000 people in audience. I wrote them 37 times and my chance came on the 37th time only. Exactly. And for my biography for future, I even kept copy of those emails. Believe me, I did 37. Now after that, the rest is history, right? You speak once and then the rest. And that's an example of what I'm talking here about. Because we have to be the person that keeps on going. Now, my last learning point here, which I want to talk about, this is a very big problem we have in our nation, and I really would like to encourage everybody to take this message from your heart. Because when something goes wrong, imagine if I go and ask from this office and say, hey, how come this got wrong over here? Oh, and they say, oh, no, it's not us. We did very well. We are the best. It's them. So, okay. I would go and ask, hey, how come this went wrong over here? Oh, me? No, we are the best. Right? What do you call this? Blame. The culture of blame, nothing is going to happen. Because after all, whose country is this? Turn to the person next to you and say, this is our country. Tell them. And in fact, turn to the person next to you and say, do like this. This is my country. Do like that. Yeah. And also tell them, this is your country too. So tell them, don't blame each other. Tell them, don't blame each other. Then we go like, okay, we won't blame, but if you make a mistake, feel ashamed about it. So what happens? Then the person cannot come to work and is demotivated. You go like, ayya, amma, appa, right? I mean, you feel so, right? You're demotivated. Don't put people down. And then you say, okay, let's be nice to each other because we're human beings. So no blame, no shame. And we go like, it's the carpet problem. Excuses, right? Oh, the excuses. Good leaders, this is what they do. They take personal responsibility. They take personal responsibility. Because you see, when you look at everybody here, you are a very good person. Look at the person next to you and say, you are a good person. Tell them. And you look at this, you go like, so what is taking personal? To take personal responsibility, you need, it's a feeling, it's a mindset that you need. It's a feeling, it's a mindset. So everybody, take your hand like this, everybody. Let's have fun. Ready? 1, 2, take. Personal responsibility. Right? Turn to the person and go like, take personal responsibility. Yeah. Because, I love sharing this, my last story over here. Yeah. Wasi said 3 minutes. I love this yelling. And, I share this every time I speak. I love this because I had an opportunity to do some projects for them. So I take great pride in it. In 2008, there was a press conference, and the chairman of Singapore Airlines was asked a question by the press. The Singapore Straits Times said, the chairman, your airline has been awarded as one of the best airlines in the world for many, many years. How come you're still the number one? He said that when you are number one, you don't achieve number one in the next year by trying to achieve 100%. You have to work towards 120%. What is the message we can take? Think about it, right? Because in order for us to keep going at the speed that we are going, every single leader here, you have to think, you have to work towards 100%, 120% because leadership is a team sport. You can't achieve anything by blaming someone and saying, oh, well, he didn't do it, I'm not going to do it too. You have to take great pride in it. Because after all, every single one is looking at you. You have two choices when you leave this conference tomorrow. Either go back and do exactly what you keep doing, or you go like, what can I do tomorrow to make my community, my island, a better community and island? Every day I wake up and ask this question. What can I do to my country, my people, my organization? Woke up 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 flights, I'm here. After this, I'm leaving this evening. And tomorrow I'm back in my workplace. What can I do to my country? I will think that every day, right? And that is a very good, when you ask that question, you don't need motivation. People ask me, Afeef, where do you get your motivation? I said, I am the motivation. Because, when you go to office, don't ask, hey, I need motivation. No. You are the motivation. Be the motivation. As I end this speech, I like to leave this with you. Transformation and good leadership starts with you. Don't expect good leadership from others if you can't portray it. And I believe you can do that because I can tell you, everybody here is a wonderful person. I'm just looking at you. I mean, you are amazing. Look at the person next to you and say, you are a wonderful person. Yeah. Now, after me, Masood is coming. Now, as I end this conversation, I really hope that I encourage you to be a better leader, better human being, because our people needs you. We have a job because of people. Right? Have a last conversation. What did you learn from today's presentation? 10-second conversation with your learning partner. Come and have a conversation. What did you learn from this presentation? I'm done. Yeah. This I'm done. All right, everybody, come on. Take your two hands up. Ready? Rub, clap 3 times and say, thank you, learning partner. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, President, for inviting me. and also everybody. Thank you for the laugh and fun we had. Thank you.